She was a low-ranking concubine, a shaved-headed nun, a mother who sacrificed her own child. Yet she became the only female emperor in Chinese history, ruled the 4,000-mile Silk Road, kept harems of men for her pleasure, and eliminated anyone in her path. Born Wu Zhao in 624, she became Wu Zetian. History tried to erase her. They failed, because something was born that day no empire could contain. Her mother came from old blood, Sui nobility, devoutly Buddhist. What mattered more than blood? An education, reading, writing, the classics. Everything a girl was never supposed to have. Her father was no aristocrat, a timber merchant who bet everything on a rebellion. He funded the man who founded the Tang Dynasty. The empire paid him back. By 13, the palace came calling, not for a bride, not for a daughter, for a concubine, 5th rank. Wu Zhao took it anyway. The old emperor owned a wild horse no man could break. Only one voice answered, "Give me an iron whip. If that fails, an iron mace. If that fails, a dagger." The emperor grew old and sick. His son, the crown prince, came to his bedside. There, tending a dying man, Wu Zhao first met the man who would change everything. In 649, the emperor died. Custom was cruel. Childless concubines were sent to a monastery, heads shaved, forgotten. Wu Zhao's story should have ended there, but the new emperor did not forget her. On the anniversary of his father's death, he came to the temple. When their eyes met, both of them wept. It was the emperor's own wife who brought her back. The empress wanted a rival to use against another woman she feared. She would never know this was her last mistake. Wu Zhao returned to the palace not as a nun, but as a concubine. Within a year, she rose higher than any before her. 2nd rank, 1 step from the throne. In 652, she gave the emperor a son. Motherhood was not tenderness for Wu Zhao. Motherhood was leverage. A mother to a potential heir was untouchable. A second son followed, 2 boys, 2 claims to the throne. But it was not enough, not while another woman still wore the empress's crown. Then came a daughter. Days later, the empress paid a visit to see the newborn. She was the last person to see the child alive. It has been said Wu Zhao returned to find her daughter dead and accused the empress of murdering the child. The accusation destroyed her rival completely. Within months, the empress was accused of witchcraft, stripped of her title, thrown into a cell. Their bodies were mutilated and drowned in wine jars. The empire was learning her name. In autumn 655, Wu Zhao was named Empress, concubine to Empress in 5 years. No woman had climbed so far, so fast, or left so many bodies behind her. In 656, her firstborn son was named Crown Prince. The old heir was cast aside and exiled. He would later be forced to take his own life. A 3rd son followed. 4 children now stood between her and total control of succession. Each one another lock turned in her favor. By 660, the emperor's health was failing, dizziness, blindness, a body breaking down. Someone had to rule in his place. Wu Zhao did not wait. A 4th son, then a daughter, her last child, and the only one who would survive to wield power in her own right. 6 children, an empire's leverage. In 664, the emperor tried to remove her. He ordered an edict drafted in secret. But secrets never stayed secret from Wu Zhao. She confronted him. He folded instantly. The official who drafted it was executed along with his family. Only his infant granddaughter was spared. Wu Zhao raised the child herself, who became her most trusted secretary. No one challenged her for 40 years. In 666, she stood on the empire's most sacred mountain and performed a ritual no woman had ever been allowed to perform. Tang armies crushed a rival kingdom to the east, securing the empire's grip on the trade corridor. The gold that would fund her temples was already beginning to flow. By 674, they ruled as the 2 sages, equal in name. She reformed lower taxes, support for farmers, mourning rights for mothers. In 675, her eldest son, the crown prince, died suddenly at 23. He had clashed with his mother. Some say she poisoned him. Her second son became crown prince. In 680, armor was discovered hidden in his stables. He was stripped of rank and exiled to the far provinces. In 683, the emperor finally died. Her 3rd son took the throne. She became Empress Dowager, holding final authority over every major decision by his father's will. Her son ruled for barely 6 weeks. When he threatened to hand the empire to his father-in-law, Wu Zhao saw the threat clearly. She deposed him the next day without hesitation. Her exiled second son was ordered to take his own life. Another child removed. Another obstacle cleared. The empire was narrowing to a single point. A general rose in rebellion. A poet wrote a blistering condemnation of her. When Wu Zhao read it, she asked why such talent had been left unemployed. The rebellion was crushed within 2 months, but it left her shaken. If one general could rise, others might follow. She needed eyes everywhere. Anyone in the empire could now accuse anyone else, in complete secrecy. False accusations went unpunished. Fear became the empire's most efficient currency. 2 men rose to run this machine of fear. Their prisons produced confessions no matter the truth. Their methods had a name, the Manual of Entrapment. One of them was eventually accused. His partner invited him to dinner and asked how to make a stubborn prisoner confess, then gestured to a glowing jar and smiled. When the terror had served its purpose, Wu Zhao executed the men who ran it the moment they threatened her own family. She built the machine. She shut it down. The last members of the old Imperial bloodline rose in 688. They were crushed completely. The entire clan was executed. The old dynasty's roots were being torn out. With her rivals gone, she built a monument to her destiny. A ritual hall reaching nearly 90 meters, and a miraculous stone was discovered nearby, inscribed with prophecy. Buddhist monks declared her the living incarnation of a coming Buddha sent to every temple in the realm. Tens of thousands of petitions arrived, begging her to take the throne. On October 16, 690, Wu Zhao crowned herself emperor, absolute, alone, answering to no one. No woman in history had ever done this. She renamed her dynasty. She renamed her capital the Divine Capital. She invented an entirely new written character to be her own name, Zhao. No emperor before had dared rewrite language itself. 2 years into her reign, rival forces had seized the trade routes to the west. She sent her generals to take it back, and after hard fighting, they did not fail her. With the trade routes restored, gold and silk and spice began flowing through garrisons that answered to her alone. Every merchant now paid their toll to a woman sitting on the dragon throne. She expanded the examination system that chose officials, testing candidates on merit rather than noble blood. For the first time, a farmer's son could rise as high as any prince. The granddaughter of the official she once executed grew up to become her most trusted secretary, drafting the empire's official edicts with her own hand. War against rival forces to the north brought serious defeats, then hard-fought recoveries. The empire bent under pressure, but it did not break, not while she held the reins. She poured the empire's wealth into monumental Buddhist construction. A towering stone Buddha said to bear her own likeness, funded from her personal cosmetics allowance. As she aged, succession grew urgent. One advisor gave her the argument that settled it. A son will worship his mother forever. No one has ever heard of a nephew worshipping an aunt. Her exiled third son was secretly recalled after 14 years and quietly named Crown Prince. The throne, after everything, would return to her own bloodline. In 699, she formalized what male emperors had always taken for granted, a house of her own favorites, mirroring the harems every emperor before her kept. Her first favorite was a monk who helped design her greatest monuments. Then came a physician. Then came 2 brothers, young and beautiful, whose faces courtiers compared to blooming flowers. Taking male consorts as openly as any male emperor took concubines was not indulgence alone. It was a declaration. Her authority was identical to any man before her. By 700, her health was failing. The 2 brothers she favored now controlled every request that reached her. Ministers, generals, even her own children had to pass through them. The brothers sold offices to the highest bidder and grew wealthier than most nobles. Fury built quietly at court, among generals who would not tolerate this. In 701, her own grandson, granddaughter, and grandson-in-law were accused of criticizing the 2 brothers. She ordered all 3 put to death. That same year, the one advisor who always dared speak honestly to her died of old age. He was the last man at court willing to tell her the truth. In February 705, 5 conspirators and palace guards stormed her sick emperor's chambers. The 2 brothers who controlled her final years were beheaded immediately. The conspirators broke into her bedchamber. Gravely ill, she rose and demanded who dared rebel against her. Then she saw her own son standing among them. 2 days later, she was forced to yield the throne. Her son was restored as emperor. The dynasty she founded was abolished completely. She was moved to a quieter palace, still honored in title, but powerless in every way. 10 months later, on December 16, 705, she died of illness and age. Her final edict stripped away her own title of emperor. She asked to be buried simply as a wife, beside the husband she had ruled beside as an equal. She was buried beside her husband in a tomb that remained unlooted for over 1,000 years. Above her grave stands a single blank stone tablet. They even took her name. Wu Zhao was given a hollow title. Historians shortened that title into the name the world remembers her by, Wu Zetian. For 1,200 years, historians who served the dynasty she interrupted called her a monster, a seductress, a murderer of her own children. But the empire she supposedly ruined did not collapse. It flourished under her own grandson, staffed by officials her examination reforms had personally elevated. Modern historians see her differently now, not a monster, but a capable ruler, whose ambition matched any emperor before her. The only difference, she was a woman. She rose from a merchant's household to the dragon throne. She ruled an empire richer than any before. History remembers her as Wu Zetian, and she answered to no one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed uncovering Wu Zetian's rise to power, subscribe to Dynasties, Great Wealth and Power for more stories of the world's richest rulers, mightiest empires, and legendary dynasties. Like this video and comment which ruler, kingdom, or bloodline you want us to cover next.